Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Yay, a brand new day. With the sun, in the sky. I mean, it'd be weird if it was anywhere else, and the planet beneath our feet. Existence is wonderful. And it is. I went walkies last night. It was damp, so I had to have my umbrella up, but not because it was raining. It was thicker than fog, but less than rain. So it was very damp, and it was raining this morning, but it's not now. So it's gray, diffuse light outside. It's Pacific northwest weather. Thumbs up for that. Hopefully it is moderately pleasant where you are. It won't be for long. There are reports right now from major industries, intelligence agencies in the U.S. that say by the year 2060, major portions of the United States are going to be under several feet of water. So, yay, thumbs up for that. Also, to front load the video, hey, if you could subscribe to the channel, if you haven't yet, that'd be very cool. If you could toss me a like, that would be very, very awesome. Greatly appreciated. If you could leave me a comment, that too would be very cool. I read every single comment, thumbs up each one I do, which again is all of them. I answer as many as my executive dysfunction will allow. That's very cool, so thumbs up if you can. And of course, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people are literally beautiful and awesome. Without them, I would be hosed. My rent takes up almost my entire disability check. So without these people here, I would have sunk and vanished beneath the waves a long time ago. Thank you, each and every one of those beautiful and awesome people. And if you'd like to become a beautiful and awesome person, links for the Patreon are in the Show More video description. Thumbs up for that. And of course, now that the preloading is over, thumbs up. Thank you, YouTube algorithms. Yay. Couple things I wanted to talk about before I went on to something else. I did have therapy yesterday, and my therapist was just absolutely amazed. I have never been as happy as I was yesterday during therapy. When I was talking about my creative processes and how it's pleasurable and fun to use it now that I figured out how to do it, the actual process of making up everything about the razor's edge and all that has just been a joy. And just talking about all these things and how now that I'm understanding so much more about myself, how I've learned more about myself in the past year than I have in the previous 58, I have never felt better mentally than I have before, I think. I mean, about some things, not everything. I mean, after all, I'm still struggling and the risk of being homeless is great. So, I don't feel good about everything. But even feeling good about a little bit and feeling happy and pleased about a little bit helps to make more of it feel better. So thumbs up for that. He was very pleased. I'm very pleased. It is a very good thing. I do also want to talk about Dead Island, because I've been talking about that a lot, because I've been playing it a lot, my hyperfixation, hyperfocus. It's good. I enjoy the game. It's still fun, even though it's missing the quality of life things from Dying Light. But it's still enjoyable. Now, I've mentioned before how you can easily lose your weapons if you're not careful. I was pretty careful, and I kept getting hosed by the various stupid stuff happening in the system. Like there was one point I was being chased by a big old zombie, one of those big tank types with bound up arms. And if I moved to a certain place where it would zip up into the sky and then vanish. And then I would move out of that area and it would fall back down and then start to run an attack. So there was a lot of really goofy stuff like that going on. And I ended up having all of my weapons thrown. And then another one of those, you're doing amazing things, and then this one zombie runs up, and it's like half clipped into you, and it does damage. Half of your damage, your health is gone, and you're staggered backward trying to kick or such, so you kick, and it goes backward like a foot or two, and then immediately, wham, wham, hits you again. And suddenly you've only got this much health left. And then before you can do anything else, you're dead. Those are ridiculous. I don't know if that's a glitch, a bug, or just they designed the occasional zombie to do that. But I had thrown all of my weapons. Only had pistols and no ammo for them. And I died. So I had no weapons at all. Nothing. They were all gone. And I had to go off into this one police station where I'm supposed to kill bandits. So I managed to make it into the station. Still no weapons. I gotta pick up everything that I can find. I just got junk. I'm used to throwing weapons that have 600 or 700 points of damage. I got things that are only 30, and so I've just got a handful of these dull clubs. I picked up a snow shovel at one point, and that's what I took on the building and full of people with guns with. And then I had to fight my way through the various zombies to get to them. It was tough, but I did it. It got a lot easier when I finally took one of them down, and I got their pistol. Oh yes, it got a lot easier after that. But it was absolutely ridiculous. I had no weapons at all. I had lost everything except for the pistols, and I had no ammo. So that was fun, going up against the exploders and the big mega thug types. When all I can do, since the character I had chosen was only a thrower, cannot do any melee attacks at all. Well, you can kick. But you get the higher level zombies, and they take forever to go down. So you got 3 or 4 of them, you're there for like 3 or 4 minutes kicking each one of them in turn. So it doesn't work out well, but I ended up doing it, and it was still good. I'm plowing through it. I'm about halfway through the main game quest. It gives you a little thing at the bottom telling you how far you've gone and done. I'm about 50% through. So it's good. It's definitely fun. Going through the sewers is just a nightmare because it's really tight places and zombies hidden in a lot of dark places. But now we're going to go on to the thing that I wanted to talk about. One of the things that has really happened, well, I wanted to talk about everything, but on the creative / razor's edge setting, I need to talk about that because it brings joy. I had gotten a huge burst of inspiration when I saw a thumbnail for, as mentioned, the theme song for The Nowhere King from Centaur Land. Centaur World, the Netflix TV show. Even before I knew anything, it just went pow! Burst all the various creative neurons going in my head, and I have been really thinking about the intelligence behind the southern exit on the crossroads. I started thinking about that heavy duty last night while on walkies. And I started thinking about what sort of personality this individual would have. And now I've come up with something. You see, the King in Crimson is a real drama queen. If you want to imagine what the King in Crimson is like, if you've ever seen Rocky Horror Picture Show, imagine Frankenfurter. That expressive face all the time, the extra flamboyant movements and such, and that's the way the Crimson King, the King in Crimson, acts. They have a very commanding presence, and yes, very exaggerated facial expressions and very exaggerated drama queen movements. The intelligence behind the southern exit is also kind of a drama queen in ways, but much less amusing. As I was walking along and thinking how this would be, I came up with an actual thing, and I'm going to try and do a little bit of this. I'm not going to remember it well. I'm not going to be able to do it well. Hopefully I'll be able to do some things, but I figure after they take in the 5 caravans, 3 with scientists and equipment, 2 with soldiers and guns, and then they go into the southern exit, and then after a couple days, they aren't all alive anymore, and then they're all not alive, and then communication cuts off entirely. And then a couple days later, maybe even like a week, the King in Crimson gets a message, and there's a call. And I've worked in healthcare for 15 years, working as a nurse's aide, primarily working with older people in long-term care settings. I've had to clean up about 200 human corpses in my career. I know what dead people look like. I know what we look like when we die. It looks like nothing on TV. Because when your heart stops beating, immediately all the particulates in your blood start to settle downward. Gravity. That means all the color drains out of you. Fat beneath your skin has a yellowish color. And when you die and the blood starts to flow the thicker parts down, you look like you're a yellowish, waxy thing. And it's very disconcerting. It's going to happen to all of us, and I don't like to think about when it's going to happen to me. But when they get this call, it is one of the scientists that went down there. Except they've got that yellow, waxy look, and their eyelids are really starting to droop on their eyes. And when they're not talking, and they're smoking, when they're not smoking or talking, they're not breathing or blinking. And when you can see the surface of their eyes and the eyes move, they're dry underneath the dry eyelids, and the tongue and the inside of the mouth are dry and leathery. And essentially the thing says something like this: "Greetings, Almighty King, from within the southern exit. Things were rather frenetic when you dropped off your variety grab bag of toys, and I did not get a chance to properly thank you. Thus my call now. Many of the toys, especially the organic ones, I have had plenty of time to work with and figure out down to the last molecule. And so reworking them for my purposes was quite easy, but I do thank you. I did need replacements. As for the other toys you left me," and shows the back of the caravan that they're showing, recording and sending the signal from, "there is a lot to learn, but I am learning quickly, and thank you so very, very much. That also gives me more ideas of what I should be doing with all of these." And then it shows bin after bin after bin, hundreds upon hundreds of mobile phones from the Crimson Kingdom. Not in boxes, in plastic tubs, and they're not just happy and friendly ones, they're scuffed and dirty, and some have grass where it's been ground in, and some of them look like they're covered in all kind of organic substances. And of course they end up with, "Oh, I know what you're thinking though. Do not worry, not a single one of these was obtained using nefarious means. They were all voluntarily gifted to me. Just as all of the immigrants into my southern exit have also been voluntary, conscious, and free will immigrants. Now, I could bring back some of these people for you, but they've made new lives, new loves, new families, and new friends in the community. I am not going to tear apart their new lives just to satisfy you. I am not going to tear apart the roots that they have put down in their new communities. I am not going to disappoint those that love and have befriended them, because after all, I am no monster." And then the transmission cuts. And that is the first time anybody ever gets the real understanding that there's a real mind down inside of there. And oh boy, it's So this new being, I do not know what they are called yet. I still am working on the personality, but so far, everything tastes, feels, and has the right mouthfeel to it. So I'm a chewing away on this, and it's good, as well as still working on things like Tenasket Valley and all of the rest of the inside and the razor's edge and the outside, the connections between all. There's so much I want to talk about, but I'm going to have to do that on another day, because I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments to my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments. It's never many anymore, but anything more than 0 is awesome. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count in American Sign Language, well, you've seen how my brain works at times. I'm getting better all the time, just not perfect yet. I never will be. I can't be. None of us can. But we have now Luis. I've never known if that's pronounced Louis, Lewis, Lou, the whole bunch of things. So Luis, Villegas, thumbs up and thank you. We have Confused Owl 29. Good to see you in the comments, and I hope things are hopefully going to get better for you. We have AUZHYX, thumbs up and thank you. There's Brett, PAWLOWSKI, thumbs up and thank you very much. Tonebone79, who, while they skipped the beginning of this one reaction video, they weren't abusive in their comment, so not a problem, and thank you. Jocelyn Williams, greatly appreciated. Ben B, nice to see you in the comments. We have Demi Lord, thumbs up, and then there is actually, that one was it. So 8 people who left me comments in the last 24 hours. Thank you very much. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only in text and only for a short time. It's still very cool. Thumbs up and thank you. Yay. And of course, with my hands in the air. I do not know what device you're watching this on, so I don't know where the show more video description is. And in fact, I don't even know if you can access it. When I watch YouTube on my PlayStation, I can't access comments. I can't leave a comment. I can't see anything but just the video. So, hey, how about that? But, where was I? Oh my God, I've gotten lost entirely. Okay, video description, but within it. I said I have mental issues with my memory, and boy do I. But, I've gotten lost again. In the video description, there are links to all my various channels, as well as my Twitter, my Facebook, my Patreon, and again, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people are literally beautiful and awesome. My cat is alive because of these people. My hamster, little ghost, is alive because of these people. Thank you so much. It is greatly, greatly appreciated to no end. Thumbs up and thank you. And again, if you would like to become a patron, there are links down there. And if you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, there are PayPal links. And if you'd like to help me out without doing anything like that, I do have an Amazon wish list link with like cat food and such on it. So if you could check that out, that'd be very cool. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot or you do not donate, I do take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Yay! Well, I'm still going to be doing more. I mean, I'm trying to do more here, and I'm changing stuff, and I just need to get it cleaned up. So hopefully, I'll be able to get that done. That would be very cool. Hopefully, you can get done the things you want to get done as well. That would be very awesome. And of course, I'm not going to forget this one. With the Covfefe bug a-raging, please take precautions. Do not go out amongst the unmasked, unvaxxed, mouth-breathing plague rats if you do not have to. And if you must, try to maintain your social distancing. Wear a mask when you can. Wash your hands as often as you can. Try not to touch your face. Get vaxxed if you haven't. Get a booster if you can. Don't become a statistic. Oy vey. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and I quite frankly think that's a very good idea.